How do you seize a tanker protected by a Russian nuclear submarine without starting World War III? On January 7, 2026, the U.S. found the answer. The target was the Marinera, a shadow fleet vessel carrying Venezuelan oil, hiding behind a freshly painted Russian flag and an attack sub-escort. Moscow tried to block the U.S. Coast Guard, but American, British, and European air power changed the game. These advanced P-8 Poseidon and Seahawk helicopters started dropping a net of sonobuoys from the sky, clearing the path for the cutter Monroe to seize the ship. Here's how it happened. On Wednesday, January 7, 2026 morning in the North Atlantic, a geopolitical chess game turned into a kinetic military operation. The United States, enforcing a strict blockade on Venezuelan oil Moscow had explicitly placed under its protection. This is part one on what is a shadow fleet. The operation was the climax of a weeks-long standoff rooted in the U.S. government's aggressive new, complete blockade of Venezuela. The target is this vessel, originally the Bella 1, a rusting 15-year-old tanker identified by U.S. intelligence as part of the shadow fleet, a network of vessels used by Russia, Iran, and Venezuela to transport illicit oil and bypass sanctions. But how is Russia involved? In December 2025, the Bella 1 attempted to run from the U.S. blockade near the Venezuelan coast to load crude oil. When intercepted by the U.S. Coast Guard in the Caribbean, the captain refused to stop, shut off the ship's transponder, going dark, and fled into the open Atlantic, initiating a 4,000-mile pursuit. What tactics and deception did they follow? During its flight across the Atlantic, the crew frantically attempted to change the ship's lethal identity to make it untouchable. They repainted the hull, renaming the ship the Marinera, and raised the Russian flag. Moscow simultaneously added the ship to its official registry, asserting that any attack on the vessel was an attack on the Russian Federation. As the tanker steamed toward the strategic gap between Iceland and the United Kingdom, Russia dramatically escalated the stakes. Intelligence confirmed that Moscow had dispatched an attack submarine, likely a formidable Yasin or Akula class,